So 2K has added some new spotlight sims, these ones being the Gauntlet spotlight sims, so I figured I'd go ahead and rank all of these cards in basically an order of who you should be trying to go through. First, we have some separate tiers, but before we get into all of this, let's check out the sponsor of today's video right now. If you need your 12-0 unlimited domination, TTO, or even more services grinded, go contact Rose NBA on Twitter right now at twitter.com/r6creditssell. Link in the description down below. And now that we have that all sorted, here we are. We have the demons, the baby demon, the pretty damn solid, the solid but nothing special. We have the only get for going if you're going for tacko. These are the guys that, like, you should save for last, just the final few cards to crank out, and then you get yourself tacko fall. How it's going to work is you get all of these wonderful cards, and then you lock in, you get invincible tacko, who I actually will be ranking on here. I don't see a reason really not to be honest. So yeah, there's that, and without further ado, let's get this started. Alright, so first off, we have the only get if you're going for tacko tier, where we have Rajon Rondo, Mark Gasol, Chauncey Billups, Alex Caruso, and for anybody that didn't know, all of these cards will be Dark Matters, and tacko will be an invincible. So with Rajon Rondo, I think a lot of us can kind of see why we probably wouldn't want him or not be too excited for him. He is a 6'1" PG. He does have a nice 6'9" wingspan, which is cool. But I mean, he's a 6'1" PG. He's got a good jumper. He's got good dribble sigs. But let's be honest, when it comes to the overall, I guess, idea of point guards at this point, somebody like Rondo really just does not have a place in 2K. When it comes to the 6'1" guys, he's probably one of the best out there, but just nothing too crazy. Mark Gasol is next on our list, who is Mark Gasol. I mean, he has 4 total shooting badges on next gen and 5 on current. He has a 75 shot 3. He's got a pretty meh jumper. It's nothing like bad, it's just not amazing. I mean, you get what you pay for with Mark Gasol. If you like, back to the basket bigs who are really just more traditional big men but can kind of shoot, Mark Gasol's your guy. But if we're talking about overall 2K, there's just no point. We're gonna get all 99 tacko, and you want me to be excited about Mark Gasol? No way. Chauncey Billups is our next guy on this beautiful, wonderful list, and Chauncey Billups has his own signature jumper. Actually not a bad one, and we haven't got a Chauncey Billups since his pink diamond in the beginning of the year. Kind of wild. He can do a little bit of everything, but he's 6'3". I just don't see it. Like, it's another one of those guys where he has really good defense and all that sort of stuff, but he's only 6'3", so he's not going to be as fast as his 97 speed feels, and he's not going to play as good of defense as his, stuff would suggest. And he has a 50 block, so I think he's actually going to play pretty bad defense. Because I think on 2K this year, especially on next gen, what matters is your block rating, not your interior defense rating. So that's a little confusing but tough. And last but not least, Alex Caruso, who for some people probably will be a solid but nothing special or a pretty damn solid card. But for me personally, I hate jump shot 17. It's a jumper that I just don't think is really all that great, and it makes Caruso cards pretty terrible for me. So I'm just going to ignore and pretend like he doesn't exist. Now we have the still decent tier, where we are starting off with the wonderful Dark Matter Walt Frazier. Exactly why I don't think you should go for Rondo, because you got Walt Frazier here, who's got jump shot 36 on very quick, same jumper as Channing Frye and Chandler Parsons. A pretty good jumper. He is 6'4", got a 6'7" wingspan. He can do all the wonderful curry slide and stuff like that you'd want, and has some pretty good defense, some good shooting, playmaking, and finishing all around. If you like the pink diamond, you'll like this Dark Matter, but I think in general terms of PGs, it's just not that special. I think nowadays the point guard position is one that I'm going to critique a little heavily, because we have a free Luka Doncic, who basically everybody has, or most people have at this point. So it's like, would you use these compared to Luka? And these 4, hell no. Next up is the wonderful Richard Hamilton, who is a nice 3-and-D kind of option if that's what you're looking for. He's got jump shot 40, which is always going to be pretty nice, especially on very quick. He can do all the cheesy dribble moves that you want. He's 6'6", the 2 guard, which is going to be nice. But we got a lot of 3-and-D options. Again, he's only got a 47 block, so I don't see him actually playing that good of defense inside. He's a good card. He's going to be a cool card, but again, he's not special. It's exactly what the tier said. He's solid, but there's nothing insane about him. Next up is the wonderful, the beautiful Dark Matter Nate Thurman, a guy who's actually was amazing at the beginning of the year with that pink diamond, and we haven't seen anything since. 6'11" is going to be cool. He has every single badge in defense and finishing, and Hall of Fame, which is amazing. They also did give him deep threes, which I think is going to be cool. He's got a 75 shot 3 though, and he does have that Drazen Petrovic jumper, which is not one that I particularly love, but it's not bad. They also did give him the curry slide when he's too heavy to curry slide, so that's a little bit annoying. And I think overall, Thurman is going to be, I think, a fun card because he is, a 6'11" big that can move stupid quick, 94 speeds. It is going to be an amazing finisher and defender. So if that's what you're looking for, I think it's going to be fun. But, I mean, with a guy like Bill Russell, who I already have, Thurman really just doesn't seem to be a great option. Next up is the wonderful Dark Matter Marc Gasol, who is actually a slightly worse version of a guy who we're going to see pretty damn solid tier, so I don't really see too much reason to use him. Another one of those kind of 3-and-D bigs who I'm just not really too excited about. A set shot 18 actually isn't too bad. I think I'm very quick. It's actually not terrible. Use it on DeAndre Jordan's glitch card, and it was actually pretty fun. But in general, I'm not too excited about this Marc Gasol card. I think he's good, but nah. Next up is the wonderful, beautiful Jason Kidd, a card who drops every single year and is always kind of insane stats and badges wise, but nobody ever really gets too excited about him. And I'll tell you, Jason, the tradition is continuing. 6'4", 6'8" wingspan, it's all cool. And as you would expect, Jason Kidd is a jack of all trades kind of card. He's got 98 speed, he's got all around amazing defense, he even has a post game, he's got the shooting, he's got all that, this and that, this and that. But the Kidd jumper is a little awkward, man. And it's on the slower end. I did use it on his pink diamond and that sort of stuff, and actually wasn't bad at the time, but I think we've kind of passed the time where bad jumpers can still be used. Yeah, that's just kind of how it is. Kidd can be fun, but again, in the order of which you should get cards, these guys are definitely at the bottom. And last but not least is Bob Pettitt, who's got either the love it or hate it jumper in set shot 14. I personally don't mind it at all, but I know a lot of people that absolutely despise it. He's going to be a pretty nice, I think, small forward option. But in the grand scheme of things, Bob Pettitt is just meh kind of card. Solid, but again, nothing too crazy. And if you hate set shot 14, he probably could be a only get if going for tacko kind of guy. Because again, you hate the jumper, just like I do with Caruso. Next up, we have our pretty damn solid tier, which starts off with the man, the myth, the legend, Richard Jefferson, standing up for ball guys everywhere. And Richard Jefferson is all around a pretty good card. He is going to have an awkward and pretty slow jumper, I will say, in his jump shot 57. If you remember on his pink diamond and his him with his Steven, it's not the fastest of jumpers, but I will say Richard at 6'7" is going to play the 2-guard pretty well. He's going to be an amazing shooter. His finishing is always top notch, and the defense on his card goes dummy. The only thing holding him back from being a baby demon is the fact that his jumper is not the greatest, if I'm being honest, but I think you can get around it. And same thing goes with his Peja Stojakovic. Peja has a shooting guard secondary position, which at this point is kind of like one of those inevitable things that 2K does. He's 6'9", got a 6'11" wingspan as well. He has no dunking, really. He's 75 driving, not the greatest, and he doesn't really have too much of a post game. On defense, because he's a 6'9" shooting guard. He's got an okay jumper and jump shot 56. It's nothing crazy. He can curry and all that sort of stuff. So I think he's going to be a good guy all around, especially at that 2-guard because he's so tall. But I think all around, he's just a solid card, man. He's just a good card. Next up is the better Gasol brother in Pau Gasol. Sad that he's on the Memphis Grizzlies, but they did the same thing that they did with Pau Gasol's Opal to his Dark Matter. He's got 250 pounds, and they gave him that Curry slide, even though he can't use it, which is going to really, I think, damper things a little bit. But Pau has an all-around game. He's going to be stupid quick. He's going to be super fun. He can't curry, but he couldn't have done it on next gen anyway, so I don't think it changes too much. But I think all around he's going to be a pretty damn solid center to just cheese around with, have some fun, and just be an all-around great option at that center power forward. He's just fun. Plus, I'm a Lakers fan, so a little bit. Or I was a Lakers fan when Pau was playing, so I'm a little bit biased. Next up is the wonderful LaMarcus Aldridge, who has that Amari Stoudemire jumper, which is just absolutely butter smooth, and it is so clean, man. As you would expect, if you use the pink diamond, this is going to be an amazing card. It's basically going to be another version of the Galaxy-able Amari Stoudemire that we did get, just in my opinion with a little bit more shooting and offensive ability and less kind of finishing, but they actually did juice up LaMarcus's defense, which is kind of surprising. Also has a 90 speed. If he was a little bit less heavy, he could curry slide, so there is that. But all around, he's a pretty great card. I think he's going to be super fun because, again, I personally love the Amari Stoudemire jumper, and if you do too, this LA is going to be great for you. Next up is just, again, one of those beautiful 3-and-D options in Dark Matter, Joe Ingles. He has that shooting guard secondary position, and he's 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan, which I think is going to be really fire. And he does have a jump shot 36 on very quick. Same with Walt Frazier, Chandler Parsons, and Channing Frye. Great catch and shoot jump right off the dribble. No post game for Joe Ingles, but I think all around good 3-and-D guy to just run at that shooting guard position with good height. I think it could be fun and a nice little bench piece if you wanted to use him as that, or if you're a Jazz fan. Next up is Jason Richardson, who has jump shot 31, I think, on very quick. Nice little card all around. Again, I mean, everything on a lot of these cards are pretty juiced up, so it's kind of just based off animations. I think he's a good card, but he's only 6'6", which at the shooting card is getting a little small at this point, which is just unreal to say, but I think he's a fun card and can be pretty cool. Next up is Danny Manning, who had one thing just taken away from him right before it started. He is a 6'10" power forward, small forward. He's got a 7-foot wingspan. He has absolutely juiced up literally everything. He's got the D'Angelo jumper on very quick, which is the same as Lauri Markkanen and D'Angelo Russell, jumper that I know a lot of people love. And he can curry slide if he were 1 pound lighter. They made him 245 pounds, making sure that he couldn't curry slide and be that cheesy power forward, small forward, which I get, but just a little bit frustrating. So I think he's a pretty damn solid card. If they would have given him the ability to curry slide, I probably would have thrown him up into Demons, but without that, I just think he's a solid card. That's what he's going to be on current gen as well. Just a solid card. Next up is Allen Houston, who has the Ray Allen base on very quick. I know this may be one that some people can be mad that I didn't put him in Baby Demon, but I think Allen Houston's just going to come out, shoot threes, and play defense, and he's only better than a guy like a Richard Hamilton or something like that because he's got the Ray Allen base. You could argue he's better than Richard Jefferson, but I mean, this Allen Houston is going to come out and he is going to hit a hell of a lot of threes and have a good old time doing it. So there is that. Allen Houston's going to be a fun card. If you love the Ray Allen jumper, you're going to love Allen Houston. And last but not least is Hakeem Olajuwon, who is the better version of Marc Gasol that I was talking about. Just better in the stats, better in the badges, and that sort of stuff. Same jumper, same SIGs, same all that. So it's a little bit frustrating. Again, has the curry slide, but can't actually curry slide. I don't know why we do it. But both these can be alright options. But if you do want a center, you don't mind set shots 18, go with Hakeem instead of Marc. Just a little bit better in my opinion. Now we have our wonderful Baby Demons tier, which is starting off with everybody's favorite spotlight reward, Shawn Marion. Actually, maybe not. But Shawn Marion does have the same jumper as Kelly Oubre Jr. I think it's jump shot 39, 59, something like that. Something that ends in 9. I'll double check quickly. 39. Very quick, only card with that in the game. Has all Pro 1s and the size ups, but I don't know. I like Shawn Marion's game. I think he can be fun, and I probably meant to put him. You know what I'm realizing? I put Shawn Marion up in the Baby Demon tier, but I probably should have switched. Oh, hold up. We'll do this. I meant to put Allen Houston up here, and I meant to put Shawn Marion here. I got him confused. There we go. I just put a lot of cabo. I shouldn't have put Houston in the Baby Demon tier, but put him in the Baby Demon tier. Just realized that we have all Pro 1s on Shawn Marion, which isn't great. But with Shawn Marion, he's got that 6'7" height. The small forward is going to be good. He's going to play all around defense, which is nice. And everything that I said about Allen Houston not being a Baby Demon was cap. Next one is Reggie Lewis, who's got jump shot 4 and is always an insane slasher. Reggie Lewis just kind of gets that absolutely amazing driving to the basket like boost that just some cards get and some cards don't. Just feels crazy. And has a really solid defense. Like, we're talking 90 standing, 95 driving dunk, 95 perimeter, 92 steal, 85 block, a 91 3. And he's got the curry slide in Pro 3. If you don't like jump shot 4 like Larry Kennan, Dikembe, I guess CJ McCollum, Dino, Raja, and things like that. Actually kind of got used to it with Dino. Then you probably won't like this Reggie Lewis card or a card that comes later. But it's kind of been growing on me. It used to be my most hated jumper because of Mikan, but I've kind of got used to it, and I kind of like it at this point. Next up is Kevin McHale, the second card to get the Trae Young base on very quick, and I am so excited about this because he also has the curry slide at 6'10". This Kevin McHale as a power forward is going to be one of the best options you can run there. I still think I prefer a Bill Russell, but this Kevin McHale I think is an amazing second option. We got Trae Young on very quick, the curvy slide, no Pro 3, but the shifty dribble style, some amazing shooting. The defense goes dummy, and he's lightning quick as well. This McHale is going to be absolutely insane and has a bit of a running for the Demon tier, if I'm being honest. I might actually switch him up there later as we get to the list and not double check it because there's a guy who, I don't know, we'll think about it. Next up is the wonderful, the beautiful John Collins, who is just a great all-around card. I saw some people who really didn't like the fact that I put his glitch card up pretty high on some of the other tier lists, but I'm doing it again. I don't care. John Collins is absolutely insane. If you look at this card, everything is juiced. And he's got the Kobe Bryant base on very quick. He can curry slide, I think on both gens because he's 6'9", so as a power forward, he's going to be amazing. And has that Pro 3 behind the back. You could even run him as a PG and triple threat, and he would be absolutely insane. I don't really see any flaws in this John Collins game. He's just an absolute demon. I just hate that his secondary position isn't useful at all because nobody's running a 6'9" center at all. Sometimes I struggle with Bill as a center. Next up is Gerald Wallace, who is kind of like another version of this Reggie Lewis. They basically gave us two reskinned versions of each other in the same, I guess, little set, because they're both 6'7", but Wallace has a 6'10 wingspan instead. Slightly better defense, but all around is just amazing. And again, if you don't like Jump Shot 4, you won't like this. But I do think he's got the Pro 3 and Reggie has the Pro 4 so for behind the back, so it's not terrible. I like both of these cards equally. Next up is the wonderful Detlef Schrempf, who has the Delino Gallinari jumper on very quick and the Curry slide at 6'9" to play that 3 position. Absolutely amazing, but he is a next-gen card. He has Hall of Fame blinders, so you got to watch out for that. If you're on current gen, not going to be a guy that you want to, but if you are on next gen like myself, this Detlef Schrempf is going to be an absolute demon. And last but not least, we have the wonderful Arvydas Sabonis, who they did what I've finally been asking for a lot of these cards, man. Please don't give the Curry slide to guys who can't Curry slide. And Arvydas, 279 pounds, cannot Curry slide. But they gave him the Pro 3s and both behind the backs with the shifty. That's the same thing you'd see in like a Larry Bird's Amethyst, and it's going to be game changer for this Arvydas, because he got set shot 8 on very quick, that DeMarcus Cousins jumper, and it is money. It's going to be great. I think you're going to have a great time all around with this Arvydas Sabonis, and it's going to be super fun. One of those amazing options. Plus, he's 7'3" at that center position, so the defense is going to be absolutely prime. Love myself some Arvydas Sabonis. And last but not least, we have our Demon tier, which is starting off with the Dentist Terry Dissinger. Dissinger. I'm gonna go with that. Dissinger. Anyway, Terry is I think 6'7", maybe 6'8", shooting guard basically. I know he's a small forward, but you're gonna run up to 2. Let's be honest. And he's got a 7'3" wingspan, which is absolutely amazing. The defense on him it goes dummy, man. He even has Hall of Fame rebound chaser. The only card he doesn't have Hall of Fame in defense is Worm. Everything else is Hall of Fame. He's got a Hall of Fame, deep threes and that sort of thing. He's got the Rudy Gay jumper on very quick. One of my favorite jumpers in the game. He can Curry slide. He's got the Pro 3. Everything about him is just absolutely gorgeous. Terry is a top tier card. Next up is the wonderful Invincible Tacko Fall, a card that I really don't think I have to convince you that he's a top tier card. I mean, it's Tacko freaking Fall. I mean, Tacko Fall is I think 7'5" card with an 8'2" wingspan, has 59 Hall of Fame badges, including Hall of Fame range, clamps, and all those wonderful things. No quick first step, so you do have to add that as well as downhill, but I mean, those are pretty cheap badges if we're being honest. I'm pretty sure I have both of those right now that I could just add because I've kept them for a while, so it's not even expensive at all. We have Jump Shot 47 on very quick. He could Curry slide if he was a little bit later, but he's not, and it's the Pro 3 behind the back, which is going to be absolutely insane. I mean, at all 99 stat Tacko Fall could be nothing but the Demon tier. Next up is James Wiseman, who again could be nothing but the Demon tier. I would still argue that his Galaxy Opal is up there in the Demon tier for the overall center positions, which we'll rank a little bit later. But 7'1", 7'6" wingspan, and then has arguably one of the top 2 jumpers in the game in the Steph Curry jumper. It's either that or base 3, maybe 98 if you're feeling fancy, but I don't agree. But Steph Curry, I'm very quick with that Curry slide because he's 235 and the Pro 3 behind the back. It's just godly, man. There really won't be too many centers better than this James Wiseman. It is amazing. It's just a slight upgrade to his Galaxy Opal, and I'm here for it. Next up, it's a card that I was debating switching out for Kevin McHale with Eddie Curry. I think it's arguable that you could do it, but you know what? I think the fact that Eddie Curry has base 38 just makes up for it insanely. One of the better jumpers for a big man in the game. I mean, if you use it on LaMelo, or David West, it's just gorgeous, man. Plus, like I said, they gave him the Pro 3 behind the back. So when you're too heavy and you can't Curry slide, I don't want it. I want the Pro 3. It's actually pretty good, man. It's going to make him awesome out there. He's got the defense and the rebounding, all that sort of stuff to compete at the center position. He's 7 foot, so it's going to be great. And he's got a 94 speed, so when you do get those speed glitches with him, it's going to be absolutely insane. Make him one of the best cards in the entire game. A lot of good centers up there. And last but not least is my favorite card from the beginning of the year. Thank you to that NBA drafting set glitch for giving me this gorgeous man right here in Galaxy or Dark Matter, Cameron Radish, man. 6'8" 2 guard, which you're going to run him at. Don't run him at the 3 with a 7 foot wingspan. The Paul George jumper on very quick. The Curry slide and that shifty dribble style. Amazing dunking, amazing shooting, lightning quick. Defense all around is looking prime. Just absolutely love this card. And I'm just, again, a huge fan of that Paul George jumper. Plus, his pink diamond put in work for me. So I gotta show love. to Cameron Radish. So again, there are some cards that I think you could move up a little bit if you wanted to. Like maybe you could throw up Chauncey Billups a tier. Maybe you could make Mark even with Akeem because you feel like it, or Kevin McHale could sneak up into the Demon if you're really feeling spicy about it. But this is where I'm going to rank everybody, and I think it's pretty nice. Again, I think these bottom 2 tiers you should save for the end and instantly go for one of these 4 top cards in the game, and maybe some of the baby demons too, like Allen Houston or Reggie Lewis or Kevin McHale could be really fun. Let me know who you're going to be going for first when these Gauntlet spotlights drop. Actually, by the time of this video, let me know who you are going for first, because by the time this video's out, you will be able to get them. Like the video if you did enjoy. Let me know what you personally think. Would you move some guys up, move some guys down, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. We are on the road to 10K. Check out the sponsor in the link in the description down below. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video, which should be a gameplay with one of these guys.